Well, the hard season is over. And for those that have been on the path, this right now is the most important part, or one of the most important parts. They're all important. But as you're going to learn in the middle of this lesson, most people in life are good people, and they get caught up in between seasons in life. And in this lesson today, we're going to break down, you see, people have ascended, individuals have gone through the process of individuation over time, but what we are going through right now is the collective individuation of humanity. So people that are deeply resonating with this message, certain things in life could not move forward because there is quantum entanglement with other people. A lot of people are tuned into this regularly, or maybe you just see me today, but you know that there's a big change happening in the world, and nothing was moving forward. So we have to realize that none of us are alive right now going through this transitional phase alone. So that's why we all go with this together. And the great shift, it's paradoxal. The reality is paradoxal before I get into this. And when you are in the hard season, everything is a struggle. And then when there's an internal shift, and again, paradox, once you don't care anymore, then everything comes. Once you don't care anymore, everything comes. And the changes psychologically, the changes energetically that we have been going through lead up to the final change of the reality that you're experiencing. In the rational mind, and again, there's a time for this and a time for that in life. So sometimes we have to actually, do things in the physical, put effort in. But then there's a time that that it's not going to work anymore. Again, it's a paradox in life. If you're a person and you are a driven person, it is going to work for you. But then there's going to be a time where you have to allow and let go. And when you don't care anymore, everything comes. Anastasia, thank you so much for the super chat. Groovy shirt, again, I don't care anymore. I appreciate that. It's my lighthouse shirt. I don't know if you could see the lighthouse there. Thank you so much. And Heavenly Sunlight, I'm absolutely grateful for that before we went live on the air. Thank you so much for the super chats. I'm so grateful. Absolutely grateful. So, and we're trained a certain way that we should care. And there will be seasons where we have to focus on the inside. That's the hard season. The hard season is over. And anyone that's hearing this across the world, we're going to shift our lives. And you could take out your pen and paper and take some notes, because you're not going to find this anywhere else. And this is very helpful for us transitioning. Grateful if you hit the like button. We're live doing this. When we are in the active creative process, we're creating. We are in a season, and there is a season in our life that's very hard. everything seems to maybe go the wrong way, now everything goes the right way, where doors are closed in our face. Did you go? I acted out if you knew. Okay. Did you go through the season? You like that, Valentine? Where the doors are slamming in your face. Now, all of a sudden, the doors are open. The gates are open. So, and this is part, you have to understand this. God puts us in seasons. You could fight against the season all you want. You could push against the wall all you want. So during the season, there is a high psychological alertness that was going on. You, the person that's getting this message, you are constantly stretched because your vessel needs to be stretched. We also learn gratitude in this season. Why is this important? If you are in the frequency of gratitude, okay, and you are grateful, then all of a sudden, everything else starts to flow. So achieving gratitude, and I've done full videos on this. I apply it from my life. I've gone through seasons. I'm grateful. I go back to the past. I put myself in my time machine. It's in my brain, imagination. And I go back 8 years ago before I say, okay, this is how you were living. Can you still live that way today? And I say no. And I say, wow, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I could spend my evenings out on the beach. I'm grateful for living with the palm trees. I'm grateful for even though, we have desires in life, and people are trained the wrong way. The soul desires in life, those are actually the messages from God. You are not supposed to, block out your desires. You're supposed to actually embrace them, go after them. But sometimes when we go after them physically, it's a paradoxical quantum reality that we're living in. You are putting out the frequency of lack. Therefore, paradoxically, even though you love this, you're driven for this, there's a dissonance in the frequency. So this is the state that you have to go through in the hard season. In the modern life, so the people that are transitioning, right? Ooh, how you doing? We're going now. We're going. The people that are transitioning, you had to leave the old matrix life where stress is normalized. Did you wake up to that? No, you're not supposed to be stressed. Well, you have to work. You have to be stressed out. Relationships are hard. Okay, you have to sacrifice everything for your money, right? Well, whatever the program is, right? These were programs that were given to you from other people. I'm sharing with you on this very powerful podcast today that stress should not be normalized. Your work should not drain your life force energy. You should show up every day and you should be eager to do your work or vocation. You should be driven. That girl in your life should drive you to become a stronger and more productive man, brother. Whatever it is in your life, the person in your life should not be stressing you out. Relationships are not hard. That's a lie. Okay, you have to sacrifice your time with your family for this job to make all this money. That you gotta cross it out. If it doesn't feel right in your soul, so we are leaving that life of obligation, and we're headed to a life of creation. Yeah, we're all superheroes in our own sense, Light Warriors. We're all superheroes in our own sense. All right. So this is the paradox of the world. So right now I need you to focus your attention. What I'm about to share could be worth millions of dollars. Everyone's focused now. We go through this. You had to have the hard season and you had to go through a lot of stress to leave a life of stress. There had to be more stress, and subconsciously, the ego, right, is going to amplify all of the old reality, which was stress. So understand this. You're in a peaceful season now. the stress was amplified. And then you yourself, you have to do this. There are people that get caught in the state of waiting for real life to start. I'm here to tell you, here's an announcement. Hi, how are you? I'm Michael. I have a public service announcement. The state of waiting for real life to start is over. There are good people in this world, and people will spend years in the waiting room of life, waiting for their life to start, convinced that they are still preparing. They are convinced in their subconscious that you're still healing. You're still healing from that narcissistic ex. You have actually healed. So understand what I'm putting out there to you. You are healed. You are prepared. Your work is ready to be, but you're still, you're like this. You're hiding yourself. Okay, you got to open it up. Let's open the gates today. We have to open it up because the state of preparing is over, because your everyday life is literally happening now. This is a subconscious program. A lot of people don't see this program. And what I need to do, for anyone that wants to listen in, right, you could tune it off and go back to mainstream media. You could do that as well. People don't see the loop that they're in. You must see the loop that you're in, and then you could do stuff. Then you say, "Hey, wait a minute," and then when you say, "Hey, wait a minute," does anyone ever say that? They say, "Hey, wait a minute." No, I could see. Oh, I'm living small. Oh, I'm walking on eggshells, concerned about egotistical people online, people that are beneath you in frequency, and then you're going to stay at that frequency. See, in our life, when we go through the process of individuation, we are becoming the truthful version of ourselves, and people are afraid to actually be themselves because it's shunned by people that follow the mainstream narrative or whatever it is. You are a beautiful butterfly. Butterfly in the sky. There he goes, right? There. Oh, you're a butterfly. We have butterflies in the chat right now. No, so you went through the Negrito phase, as Carl Jung calls it. The hard season is over. You were burnt to a crisp. What was burnt to the crisp? The previous version of yourself was burnt to a crisp. And now you understand, this is also a paradox. When you go through the spiritual awakening, right? You are the drop of water and you are the whole ocean at the same time. You are the leader, and then you also know how to take directions from other people that know other things in life. No one has all of the keys to the universe all at once. We are actually bringing them together in the great circle of life, right? They always tell you the truths there in the movies. So your previous season, the previous version of yourself is burnt to a crisp. It's burnt to the crisp by the Holy Spirit fire. This is a year that's happening. The collective individuation of humanity is happening right now. That's why this message is so powerful, because any person on a random Tuesday can start their journey. But we have been doing this collectively. And people that are seeing this and they saw the corruption in the world, and it was like the whole reality opened up in 2020 and people started to see clearly. And that's why the intensity, turn it up. The volume was turned up. It got more absurd. You might have been a person, you are able to critically think. There's people out there like you. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, check it out. It will pop up at the bottom. If you're able to critically think, you started to see and turn up the volume, and the volume got turned up in this world. And things got more absurd. Some people watch the TV and they think it's all real. It's all real. Yes. And then they said, bring in the clowns. And Clown World opened up, right? We put an end to Clown World on this channel. If you didn't see that video yet, it was a world famous video. No, the Clown World is coming to an end. And there were people that were following along, and you, this is why this is the great game of life. You have to wake up on your own. It's the answer. There's no guru. There's nothing outside of you. You must take the ascension journey. You must go through the Heinrich metamorphosis. You must go through the process of individuation. I have all the terms. I use different modalities to reach all the people of the world. All of these things are truthful. Okay, they're just different terminology. We want to bring people together. I'm better than you. Ooh, I'm spiritual. So Carl Jung speaks about the spiritual ego. Do you know about the spiritual ego? Ooh, you have to eat this way in order to be spiritual, and I will get angry and judge you. Ooh. So that's what the internet has become. And I'm here to burn it all to the ground and rise up our everyday lives. If that resonates, I appreciate if you smash the like button and write our everyday lives, because that's what it's about. And like the lighthouse, all I could do is be the lighthouse and share about my journey and show the things that actually work in life. And these are the things that don't work in life, because we will, if we're not taking things in that are actually part of the journey appropriately, we will get lost. So the main idea of today's lesson, people get lost. Yes, we do have to sit alone. Yes, we do have to heal. Yes, we do have to do the inner work. However, the state of waiting for real life to start is over. People will spend years waiting, still healing, and they're convinced that they're still preparing for the big show. Now the game has begun. You had to prep it. You had to learn all the rules. You were in the training room, and now you have to go out, and now we have to move. And this is why it has to come in here. No one out. I'm giving you the message, but this, like, if you, hey, this is what has to happen. Oh yeah. Oh, you have the epiphany, and you have the realization. Wow. Oh, it's the same loop for 3 years, for 2 years, for 6 months. Could be even longer. Could be 7 years. So this is where in the subconscious, the subconscious program was protecting you. None of us had an easy go at it post 2020. We did go through these things, but now the difficult season is over. Now it's flow. It's not force. We don't have to force every door open. Finally, people are showing up to help you. Finally, people are showing up to support you. Finally, people are showing up that love unconditionally, not the conditional stuff. And all these things are a major problem in society. I break down I talk about the real stuff in society. And so there's people that are addicted to drama. You have to cancel out stay away from those people. Let them do the drama over there. If you are on this message, you're focused on your everyday life. You're taking ownership of your life. And we're doing this through a spiritual lens. We're not spiritual bypassing. Today, you start being. this shift is alignment over action. Now, I'm a man of action, right? But in the long, and we do have to have action, right? Like if there was a big, I was just talking to someone about it. If I had to make the big move, there was actual action. It's not gonna. I can't just go and then boom. Oh, I'm living in a new place. Whatever it is. So in your life, there's time for action. But what this season is right now, when you go through the hard season and you've done all the inner work, all you need to do is exist. It's alignment over action, and then things just show up. Okay, the money starts showing up. It's a frequency, and you're resonating with the wealth frequency, and you're resonating with the love frequency, and you're resonating with the creator frequency, not the victim frequency. So now you have the controller in your hand. Okay, recently did a podcast on that. Your physical body is the controller. Watch that video, especially in your solar plexus. That is your identity in the solar plexus. Okay. The psychological posture you assume the position of power, the position of strength. That is the change. It is the psychological posture that you assume. Not I'm waiting, not someone's got to save me, not, oh my God, this. So again, it is a paradoxical shift, because go back to the beginning of the lesson. We are leaving the matrix life, a fear-based reality. And stress was normalized. So you said, but I said, of course, I did too. Me too, right? Oh, I don't want this no more. Guess what? You say, God, why is everything getting worse? Did you live through that? Oh, because you have to go through the refinement process. How many people? Raise your hand in the chat. Okay, I'm talking to you, right? You had to go through this. Everything got worse. Why? Okay, the previous version is screaming out, turn back, be afraid. The reality comes alive. You wanted no stress. You got more. Here's more stress. Here's a boatload of stress. We had to go through that phase, okay? The chat is exploding right now. Did you? No, it's true, okay? So again, it's a frequency. It's a paradox, right? And we had to go through these things, right? I didn't want to go through these things. I said, I'm doing the inner work. Why is it going the wrong way? It's part of the process. And when you're getting this message, right? I hit the nail on the head, Lieutenant Gilson. I appreciate you, brother. Now, I like to hit the nail on the head here. We got laser pinpoint accuracy here. We have strong men, strong women, leaders here. Click subscribe. Let's take back control of our everyday lives. That's what we're doing right now, okay? Did I guitar lots? I appreciate that. No, this is what we have to do. So what we have to realize is we live in a quantum reality, not a physical reality. There are physical things. The main term you have to realize you have your head in the clouds, but you also must have your feet on the ground. We're activating, all these things are changing, but we have to still use the rational brain. You still have to have the feet on the ground while you have the head in the clouds. And if you just have the head in the and you think everything, that's why people get lost in the sauce. When they go out on this, I'm going to go on a spiritual journey on the internet. Do you know about the internet? Do you know about people on the internet? Oh, but look, but no, they have all the fancy things. Okay, do it. You have to be the captain of your ship. Do you get me? Psychological posture. Okay. Some people see my psychological posture. My friends say I walk around with BDE, baby. That's that big divine energy. No, that's how you have to be. So how you shift, how you win. Do you want to win? Right? Win. Win, win, win. 3 times the greatest. Triple wins right now. Triple wins. Winning. Since this reality is frequency, it's about stability and clarity. If it's a frequency, it's about stabilizing the frequency. It's about stability, the consistency. I never stop. I don't care what's going on in the world. I don't care what NPCs. I'm focused. You see, whatever's going on around me, I don't care. It's just a clown. It's a clown showing up. It's a clown showing up in the workplace. It's a clown showing up in the gym. It's a clown showing up in the supermarket. It's a distraction. Hit the like button. These are NPCs designed in this matrix reality to stop you. You better get with it, kid. Get with it, kid. Click subscribe. Get with it real fast. Guitar Lots writes, it's a circus out there. It really is. So again, you are not to be afraid of it, but once you recognize the clowns, once you have seen the game, you are not a pawn in the game. Now you pick up the controller and now we're playing. Ooh, I get to play a game now. Look at me. Ooh, I'm having fun with my everyday life. Don't you want to have fun playing the game? I'm playing the game of our everyday lives. Oh my God, I'm having fun. Oh, look, I'm creating. I'm improving the lives of others. Oh my God, here's love. Here's all the love coming in. Here's all the peace. Oh, I get to just chill out in my peaceful nature spot. A lot of people know my peaceful nature spot. And I go traveling around and you've seen that on the channel, but you have to find your peace. I'm sharing this as authentically as it is. I don't judge people. I want to be away from this. Maybe your peace is living in Manhattan. Maybe you want to live it. I'm not knocking it. This channel is about your everyday life. You don't have to live my life. You don't have to live someone else's life. This is so important. What I learned at a young age, it's important with this great knowledge, this great power. It's important to be the good shepherd. This is about your life. You had to wear a mask. See, none of this life was easy. You wore a mask for survival. The mask that you put on into society, I see this all day long. If you get your clairs up, bro. Get your clairsentience up, right? More women are tuned into their spiritual senses than men, usually, right? So when a man is very spiritually in tune, right? You start seeing the change, and you have to, and so this is known as the divine feminine energy. A lot of terms that are used, they're used by broken people on the internet. So what you have to understand today, the divine feminine and the divine masculine are energies that you, the person that's getting this message, embody. And there's a scientific term for this same terminology known as hemisync, balancing the right and left hemispheres of the brain. So you have to have the rational, you have to have the creative, the flowy, and when you embody both, when you bring both, you become unstoppable. You become do you want to be a superhero? Click subscribe. So and that's what I focused on my journey. And I could come forth and I could give you some science knowledge while sometimes I'm very artistic with my beautiful thumbnails, and everything in life, you have to be well-rounded. I'm teaching and being a teacher and coming up with creative ideas to make you laugh and things like that. You got to have a sense of humor. You got to have a sense of humor. Laugh, clown. Come on, laugh. Right? No, you got to laugh. So you have to realize that there are archetypal energies in this universe. And these archetypal energies are actually, we're not just talking stories about it. And this happens upon the moment where the fear. I'm an open book. You go back. I shared this I saw a video that I did. It was 5 years ago. And for me, where I'm at in my life, it's too slow for me. I can't even listen to it. But there's people on the journey that those 5-year-old videos that I did, it's going to resonate with them at the level that they're in the now moment. Understand we are all on the ascension journey. We have different levels, right? But the one thing that we respect that, but there's also a thing where people get uncomfortable in life. They want to pull you back. No. So look at that. So what you can see, what the actual changes is fear is falling off. And what's happening is the uniqueness or the process of individuation or who you truthfully are. Your soul comes to the surface and you're not the identity of whatever it is, the job, the this, the that, the other thing. Awakened Wanderer, thank you so much for the super chat. Love you, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Awakened Wanderer. I'm a wanderer. I'm a wanderer. I get around. We're all wanderers. We're wandering the ether. So you have a unique story. You have a unique story to tell. And yeah, so I'm reading the chat right now. If you want, a lot of people have not achieved these things. If it's a relationship or a type of job or whatever it is, but we have to realize in the sense that you have to reach the frequency and also understand in this world, if you are a positive frequency, if you are ascending, because it's not like, oh, I did ascension, I'm done. It's never ending. There is no finish line. Get it through your head. You will show back here 5 years from now, and I'll probably be more evolved, more things, expanding. There is no finish line. So again, it's not about that a partner or a friend is on the same level as you. We're not all the same, but the open-mindedness, the psychological wheels that one person is growing. I have a growth mindset. I'm going up. And some people in the life, I'm just calling it how it is, light warriors, they want to pull you back down. Parasites of the world, the ones that want you to stay in the matrix. Boo! Get them out of your life. Move forward. If they want to rise up with you, they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. And people went through this because it was an intense time. I had a lot on the line. I had to focus on my life. And the people that are truthful are still in my life. And then there's going to be people, you got to do this and you got to take that. And you remember all the things that were going on. What were all the things that were going on in a post-2020 world? Let us know in the comments. So this is the real life stuff. These were major events that occurred in the world because humanity as a whole is evolving, is ascending. The collective, not just one person ascending. It's the collective ascending, going up. Here we go. There was a lot of insanity, absolutely, moment in time. It was, Archie, very much. But we had to go through, this was part of these were our training grounds. These were our proving grounds. And this was the Heinrich metamorphosis. I would not be here. And this is, when you go through this process, do not be polarized. That's again, a paradox of the world. If you get polarized to one side, But if you don't choose a side, you are free. I told you, ascension is not going left or right. Ascension is up. We got good stuff on this channel here. Good stuff on this channel. Grammy Sue 999. It's over, kid. I appreciate you, Grammy Sue. Thank you for the super chat. I'm so grateful. Yeah, a lot of us signed up for this, and we want to see the the soul contracts, right? But when we do sit quietly, and that's what the hard season is all about, you spent time alone so you could hear your own thoughts, and not the thoughts and the words and the chatter of the narcissists that are around you, or maybe you turned off the TV because you see people on the TV and they're narrating to you your life. This is what's and that's and that. What about your life? So this is a deep psychological process that goes on. And then you say, you know what? I'm done with the stress. And the paradox of it is your life goes into more stress. But when you know that this is the actual journey that actually plays out, it brings you a little bit of calm. I'm not saying that going through this was easy in the past few years. It totally wasn't easy. But in our minds, and then you start to look at your life and then you say, wow, this is the story of my life. And you actually love the people that showed up in your life to play the roles, even if they weren't like the nicest people. But they got you to where you are. You have to understand the balance of life. It's about the shadows, is where not everything is a unicorn. Not every angel is love and light. And not every demon is the bad guy. But when we go through life, we learn certain things on our journey according to our uniqueness. You see, the little trials, the little bad guys that show up are going to be specific to where you have to go. So it's a paradoxical thing. You have to merge the two, understand this. You go through it. Tough love is unconditional love. Never forget that. You know, if I didn't care about someone, like there's people, and again, strength, respect, in the new paradigm that we're in, strength, respect is more important. This is where unconditional love comes in. If I didn't care about someone and I saw them, you know, if I see someone, okay, I appreciate everyone like really like focusing on this. If I see someone and I care about them and I see them wrecking, like it's like watching a car wreck in slow motion, you're going to say stuff to course direct them. If I didn't care, I'll just let them go. Do you resonate with this? Hit the like, leave a comment. But in this soft world, you know, growing up, like I think about everyone. Like, so I didn't like it. So that's the ego. I don't like. Why is he or she talking to me this way? Right? I'm grateful for all the people that course directed me when I was younger. Now this is my job, but in this world right now, I don't like that. Okay. So sit there, ruin your life, modern woman. Sit there like a beta male, whatever it is. If you don't like it, this is what we do on this channel. Get it right. Because understand this. If someone cares about you, they give you the tough love. It's course direct. That's because that's what God loves you, right? So when you understand the journey, the seasons, let me know down below if you want a full video explaining the seasons. Oh, wow. Oh, that was unconditional love. That's what that was. Because if you don't care, it's like, just give them more, give them more, give them more. And you just sit there. Just sit there. You just sit there eating your nachos and cheese, Tom. There he is sitting on. Is he still sitting on the couch? Sitting on the couch eating nachos and cheese. We're going to make that a video one day for sure. Make it a skit. knock the bag. Boom. You could hire me to come to your house. I'll knock the I'll get you up off the couch. No, but in our life, there's a time for this and a time for that. And to be honest with people, there are times where I need to lay on the couch. I need to rest. Because the body. So what I do on this channel, if you're new, when you're going through psychological changes, this also affects the nervous system. And then you're going to have real physical symptoms. And sometimes you feel tired. Sometimes you got to take a nappy poo in the middle of the day. Because that nervous system, you could be into health and wellness like I am. I could lift all the weights in the world, right? All this stuff. And that sometimes is less tiresome than changing your subconscious. There were these times earlier on my journey, I started going through the awakening journey, and I went down a rabbit hole for a week, and I was just consuming all the information, and I was on the couch just because you have to unlearn and relearn. Do you want to unlearn everything about the fake reality that you were tuned into a fake reality? But what actually happens is it's overwhelming and you actually get exhausted. And when your nervous system gets rewired, it's exhausting. When you're subconscious, when you're rewriting the programs, that's why you're falling asleep, ladies and gentlemen, so you could fix those subconscious programs when you take a little snooze. And that's the quantum shifting journey. The highlights, the unicorns and rainbows, the shadows, it's all part of our life. Be real is so important. And what I see on social media and in the world is, people are in denial. When you're true to yourself, when you be yourself, and I went through this as well. And had a long conversation with someone. Anyone that is truthfully on this journey, you probably went through a phase where you were a people pleaser. Anyone that wants to comment, anyone that wants to raise their hand. And being a people pleaser is actually a trap. And you will never, it's not that you're being rude to other people. But if you say, oh, it's your life, kid. It's your life. See how I talk to you? It's your life. Oh, I want to be over. But people say, I don't like you no more. Them, and move on with your life, kid. This is how you have to be. This is the process of individuation. Let them rot there and move on, kid. Hit the like button if you're inspired. If you are going to this is not saying you got to be rude to people. This is part of the matrix. Upon the moment, ladies and gentlemen, there is a frequency fence. I've been sharing this, got a full video on the channel page. People pleasing is part of the wiring of the matrix to keep you trapped. I don't wake up in the morning, right? Okay, beat after beat writes boundaries. Have boundaries. Boundaries. Healthy boundaries is not rudeness. Healthy when you get the covert narcissist, it's always because they want to violate your boundaries. You're being boundaries. You are a unique individual. You are here for your life. And the hard season, because you learn about yourself in the hard season. I can't believe the things that I have accomplished in my life. If I went back prior to me even starting this, and I just found that person, and I whoop, maybe we could do that, right? They do it in the movies, and I'm talking to, and I tell them all the stuff that I did. I've had such an enriched life because I said no. A lot of people know my journey. I've had an enriched life simply because I said no. And I had unconditional love for myself. I had faith in God. I believed in myself. You must reach this place. And this is the truthful ascension journey. And this is the psychological journey of individuation. If you're new to me, I'm Michael. I discuss ascension, psychology, and quantum shifting. I make these deep lessons relevant for everyday life people. So this is a very powerful moment right now. The most powerful moments and shifts are not the ones that come with fanfare. Like there will be people, you will go on the internet. Here is a certain date. This is a powerful thing. Well, it's always the days. It's going to be all the time. It's always a random day. It's like a random Tuesday. The powerful things are always random because it's quantum. And it's the paradox of the world, because on a lot of those days, you're focusing all your attention. And when you're looking at it and you're staring at it, there you are staring at it, it doesn't come. It's a paradox of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Learn the quantum shifting on this channel. You click subscribe, okay? When you are focusing all your, I'm focusing all, you go like this. You gotta let it flow. And it's always going to be on the random times, okay? Sunny Gal writes, true story. These are the true stories of our lives here. These are the true stories. So stay motivated, stay empowered, leave comments. Are you going through this shift? You have to realize the hard season is over. The second you don't care anymore, I'm telling you, everything starts. It's a paradox. It's a paradox. The second you don't care no more, I hope I can inspire you. Like I'm a motivational speaker, but for this moment, I hope I can inspire you to not care anymore. It's where the magic lies. Life is full of paradoxes, paradoxal quantum reality. And you'll learn all about it on this channel. So this is where we are. I appreciate you. Check out the video at the pinned comment. Hit me up on Facebook. We have a tremendous Facebook community, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon. So grateful for the support. Utilize the hashtag OurEverydayLives. Sharing is caring. Share the video for anyone that needs to hear it. And really venture into the comment section because a lot of people are really writing very great comments, especially yesterday there was a lot. And as a community, we learn from each other. We're all in different phases. I'm obviously in a different phase of my journey than many people, but my job is to reach all the flavors of the world, all the seasons of the world, as we are constantly, it's just a mindset. The second you have the wonder, you say, I'm ready to go up. That's all that's required. That's all that, you don't have to be on this level or that. It's the general direction, and the general direction. You could ascend or you could descend. And even if people want to remain the same, as quickly as the world is moving, simply by remaining the same, you're left in the dust. Big times, people, big times. I appreciate you all. Like, comment, share. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I love you guys. Bye-bye.